is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I'm not okay with that.
It sounded good when I thought.
Log on and join our live conversation.
I'm in. Tori just won't let it go. No.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It is Friday. Tori always tries to do it like a real.
It doesn't ever work.
Okay, it's
I try
Friday.
to be your baritone.
I appreciate that.
There you go.
It's Friday, April 26th. We are live, and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. I am here with Tori and Brandon. I am Sam. Let's get started. No matter how you feel about sports, last night's NFL draft had some incredible moments that gave us all the feels, as over and over again, young men found out all their hard work and dedication paid off as they got drafted to play football professionally. Take a look.
He is emotional. His dream is coming true. Talking to Packers brass right now.
For Pittsburgh pick, please welcome back to the stage 1979 Walter P. Brown, wide receiver, Oklahoma.
Oh my gosh,
Absolutely
Brandon
love it.
London. First of all, you were there. You're a former NFL football player, so I want to hear from you because I can just imagine the culmination of all that hard work. What did you do? And then we'll hear about what you witnessed. But what did you do when you found out that you were about to play in the NFL?
Well, you know, my draft story, I had to wait. You know, I coming out of a small school, a lot of teams. I worked out for a lot of teams. They liked me, but I had to wait. I was
You still got
undrafted
that
free
phone
agent.
call, Brandon.
I got that phone call in Hampton, Virginia. I had my entire family around. My grandmother made my favorite pasta salad.
You love
she
that
made.
pasta salad.
And because it's a family thing, and that everyone that's in that room has been through that sacrifice, has been through that struggle with you. And you guys can equate to it because here in this TV industry, it's pretty much the same thing. Just think about when you got the call for DBL. Sam, you're managing editor on the show. Tori, you were working at an ice cream
You were there, right?
I was there with my little paper hat, and she's like, "You want to go to Denver and be a star?" I don't know why she said that. And I had caramel dripping, and I said, "Yes." And I just took my hat off and walked out.
Oh,
It was
Brandon.
wonderful.
Sam, you know, as an athlete, the sacrifice, the 5 in the morning
I
workouts,
can't,
the
yeah.
times you can't go hang out with your friends on the weekend.
It's a family sacrifice,
family
too.
sacrifice.
So many people involved, families, mom, dads, agents. So what did you witness? Tell us.
I was in New York for the Giants draft party. I emceed the party, and we were also doing Giants draft night live. But you see the fans. You see the fans get excited about some picks. You see them get upset. But it's a community thing as well. I'm talking to guidance counselors. I'm talking about the coaches. I'm talking about the people in the community that'll pick you up, take you to football
Yes.
Yeah, I
practice.
was gonna say.
That sort of thing.
The brothers and
Sacrifice.
sisters that sat through your football practice, you know,
But ladies,
the whole family.
here's the best part about this dream, because you saw the family, you saw the players get excited. But I want to get excited for Nicole Lynn. She's the first black female agent to rep a top 5 NFL draft pick. She grew up as one of the poorest kids at her school in Tulsa, Oklahoma. She said sometimes when she got home, she didn't know what she was going to eat. She wore the same things to school each day. And you just see how this game affects everybody.
Everybody.
And it puts a smile on my face to see these young kids go out there, live their dream, sacrifice, dedicate themselves, work hard, and now they get to be there.
Beautiful.
Just don't blow your money, please.
Yeah,
Just don't blow your
congratulations
money.
to all of them. Absolutely. Thank you, Brandon. This next story, I mean, it hits really close to home.
Yeah.
It is here in Denver. A fiery crash here in Denver is making national news as we speak. We just learned that the semi-truck driver who caused the crash has been charged with multiple counts of vehicular homicide. This is I-70 just west of Denver, where yesterday afternoon the semi-truck driver plowed into stop traffic, killing 4 people and injuring many more. The crash caused a massive fire with large plumes of smoke that were visible for miles. 28 vehicles were involved, including 4 other semis and 24 cars. And check this out, a man, See, this is exactly when he saw the semi-truck. You can see on his window
The speed. Look at the
speed and his reaction. He caught the moment. He was live streaming. He caught the moment the truck driver went flying past his car just seconds before that fiery, deadly crash. The highway will not open until sometime Saturday. Oh my gosh, that's hard to even look at. As sometime crews work to clean up the site, and the closure is causing obviously a lot of chaos for everybody there who is stuck in traffic. But you just have to remember, I mean, not to I don't want to discount what everyone's going through this morning. It's definitely tough if you're dropping kids off at school, if you're going to work, but to think that many people lost their lives, I mean, it's scary. It could have been any one of us.
I was driving home and I saw the plume of smoke and I go, oh, something must be on fire. And I didn't realize the amount of damage that this caused. Apparently, he was going at incredibly high speeds. And when that happens, it stops standstill traffic. You get an explosion. Now, the semis involved, the amount of vehicles involved is like a nightmare. We pray for everyone involved. And we also just say, count your stars. You're right. Let's be grateful today because it could have been any one of us.
And you took it right out of my mouth. I mean, we live here. We've gone out to Vail. We've gone out to Frisco. We've taken that road, and it's one of those things where one of my mentors say, when you make a plan, God laughs. Wants you to be in the moment when it comes to things because we just don't know how much time we have on this earth, and it's unfortunate. And it's like even hopping off the plane this morning, getting on the Uber and coming here.
You never know.
You never know. You absolutely never know.
Heartbreaking,
yeah,
absolutely.
Prayers are out.
Yeah, prayers are definitely out. Pay attention to this next story. Speaking of Uber, if you ever take Uber and Lyft, the popular ride-sharing services, drivers in multiple cities are going on strike for 24 hours on May 8th. They are demanding better pay and working conditions. They want a minimum wage of $28 an hour, which they say amounts to $17 after gas, tolls, and other expenses. Head to our DBL Facebook page for a full list of the cities where drivers plan to strike.
I'm very happy about this.
100%. Now, a lot of people aren't. A lot of people, I'm reading the comments as we speak, criticizing them, saying $28, that's ridiculous. You choose to be an Uber or Lyft driver. I strongly disagree. I think $17 is a livable wage, is a minimum wage, because don't think 28, think 17.
Yeah, there's tolls, there's gas.
Will this work?
Yes, because 8 cities are shutting down. Once you get rid of transportation and infrastructure, the whole city shuts down. So they have the power and leverage in this. I will say this: Uber's about to go public with an IPO of maybe $100 billion.
Wow! And
for them to have that number against "I'm not giving my people minimum wage" is not a good brand. And remember, they had that sexual harassment case that went to a whistleblowing situation. If they want to rebrand correctly, they're going to have to take a real good look at themselves because this doesn't look good for anybody in Uber.
I don't know. It's not. I don't think it's going to hit the company that hard because you know who's sitting back like this?
Who?
Yellow cab.
What yellow cab?
In those cities.
85 years old?
How do I even call a yellow cab anymore?
Uber, the same way you call an Uber.
No, you don't. It's not an
app. There's apps for yellow cabs now.
Oh.
Yeah, see? There's apps for that now. You can call it. And if Uber people are going to sit there and strike, yellow cab is going to come in and make sure that they profit off it. Absolutely not, because here's why I can't support it. Because when NFL players want to hold out for more money, everyone gets mad at the athlete for trying to hold out for more.
Make nothing.
But
they make nothing.
They want a livable wage.
You shouldn't sign up. Just like you shouldn't sign up to ride the app, you shouldn't sign up to drive on
that's
the app.
Not fair.
You can yellow cab.
You can't be complacent. Just because you sign up for a job because you are forced in this economy to have a gig economy, so to speak, doesn't mean that you have to be complacent and not fight for what you feel is right. Then what's the point of having unions, Brandon?
But why shut down?
Because that's the way you make a stand. That's your leverage.
But you're not making money that day.
That doesn't matter. You'd rather take that hit and then get the long game. Exactly.
All right,
you go call your yellow cab, Brandon.
Hey, as long as I'm on work on time, I'm okay.
Good luck with that. We have an update to a story we have been following on the show about this woman, Anna Delvey, who was accused of defrauding people and businesses while pretending to be a German heiress in New York City. A jury found her guilty yesterday, and she faces 5 to 15 years in prison. Her case got a ton of national coverage as she reportedly hired a stylist to pick her outfits for the trial, like this black number with an Yves Saint Laurent blouse and Victoria Beckham pants, or this dress from Zara. Okay, strut girl. And check out this summery white outfit with the choker. Thank you, Tori.
You would look good.
There's even a whole Instagram, you guys, a whole Instagram account dedicated to her style. But despite all the different looks, the jury still found her guilty. So maybe she should have hired a different stylist, Tori.
That could have been the issue. At some point, she bilked millions of money from the banks. So the little white dress from Zara isn't going to save you when it comes down to it.
Why are people cutting her slack? Because she's good looking? Because she has great fashion?
It's to fake it till you make it. You know, what's better, to have it and to lose it, or to never have it at all? She came here and took advantage of our vanity here in the United States.
That's against the law.
That's taking advantage of our vanity.
Of our vanity. Brandon, what's your middle name? What's your middle name?
Oh, no.
Yes, what's your middle name?
Jamie.
Brandon Jamie. London.
Sam, what is this new neck roll when you talk to me now? This is the second time in a week. What's this?
Brandon Jamie London. If this was a guy who wasn't styled perfectly, who didn't have a nice suit, who wasn't conventionally good looking, mark my word, you would be saying, how dare he rob people? How dare he rob businesses? How dare he defraud people? But because this girl looks cute, we're somehow giving her a pass.
Yeah, a con woman.
With those glasses, she look cute.
She's right. A con woman doesn't get it the same as a con man. It's different. There's some kind of like, who makes an Instagram account against a con man? There's something about this.
She's robbing people.
She's defrauding people.
Fake it till you make it.
No, that's illegal. That's not okay.
That's why she's going to jail.
You're going to call a yellow cab to go to jail. That's
Fake it till you make it. You can't just become an heiress. What are you talking about?
I said she took advantage of our vanity in the United States.
That's how she did it.
All right, fair enough, fair enough. DBL's Live will bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, a California dad wants to surprise his daughters and ends up feeling a little sheepish instead.
Good one.
You, the viewer, are our fifth host. It's almost wedding season, so we want to know, is it inconsiderate to plan a destination wedding? We're going to share your comments live coming up next.
And secretly, I'm one of them. So we're going to find out exactly. Now, she was trained by say the name that you were trained by for the hair.
On Cotran.
On Cotran.
So you can follow On Cotran and Johnny Ramirez. They are the ones that started Lived In Hair, and they have huge followings on Instagram because they teach people also how to like do like that perfect ombre.
Because it takes a perfect.
So this is how you do it.
Yeah,
so you take the bottom layer first. So this whole bottom layer
I have extensions.
here,
You're going to see it.
this whole bottom layer, you go forward.
Forward, everyone.
Okay, and thin, and you keep the ends out. So you just wrap it around the forward.
Same way, right?
Yeah, it's all forward.
Okay.
The middle layer, you go all back.
All back.
Skinny pieces, wrap it around the curling iron, let the bottoms hang straight.
Yes.
And then the top layer is when you go every other.
Every
so
other.
back, forward.
Back, forward.
And then you take a texturizing spray and you spray it everywhere and you do this.
But then also you made sure, because I love this piece and this piece in
Like
particular,
little
I am
wispies.
in love
Little
with this
wispies.
piece.
Your hair looks great too.
Well, it's a little, I'm trying. But how do you get this guy? Do you spray it under? This
Where?
guy right there.
I don't know.
Who's like, I just don't care. Je ne sais quoi.
Oh, that just, that's more texturizer. When you get a good texturizing spray, I like Oribe. It's expensive. It's probably like $40, but guess what? It lasts.
It does. I've had it for a
all
year.
Yeah. It lasts all year.
It's so true. People are absolutely loving it, and we wanted to know how you did it. Stephen Hill, Sam, nice hairdo, stands out. Brandon's hair is suave.
Brandon, tell everybody.
Yeah, I took a 5 a.m. flight out of LaGuardia this morning, landed, took an Uber here. I actually talked to the Uber driver about the strike and things, and we got to get wrapped.
Well, now I'm fascinated by this.
We'll talk at the next break. Next break, I'll come over. Because don't you guys go over there?
Yeah, but I want to hear this.
Welcome back to DBL. Wedding season is just around the corner, and here at DBL, in the month of May, we're going to be doing an entire series on all you need to know to plan a dream wedding. You do not want to miss it. And destination weddings are making people fired up in Fifth Host. When we talk about what you're talking about, one wedding guest says destination weddings are madness, and she's not going anymore. In a Washington Post op-ed, she accuses couples of acting like it's a coronation instead of a wedding. And she says she's tired of spending her vacation time and dollars at someone else's dream destination. Hey, I understand. So what do you think? Is it inconsiderate to plan a destination wedding? Brandon, take it away.
Here we go. Lily from Facebook says, I feel like if you're going to have one, you should at least pay for your wedding party. Agree. I just want, my friend's getting married. She's getting married in Egypt. If I'm not part of that wedding party, I'm not going.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to go there just to go and sit there and watch and sit there, see somebody throw flowers and stuff like that.
I even think if you are part of the wedding party, I have friends that have had destination weddings. They understand when it's a destination wedding when people can't make it.
Yeah.
So you just can't have expectations.
Yeah.
If you choose to do a destination wedding, don't have expectations of who can come.
Yeah, you're right. Bill from Twitter says, I love traveling and celebrating with friends. Destination weddings are so much fun. Bill, you sound like a guy I'd want to hang out with. My only problem is the expense and then also getting ready, getting the car, getting the rental, getting the insurance. We had a wedding in which we were in the wedding party and it was, you couldn't say no, but we kind of almost had to because it was so expensive and it was awkward. It was a little bit awkward. So unfortunately, I think you have to also expect not to have a wedding gift. Because if you're flying to a destination wedding, I don't want to be giving a gift as well.
I think that's a great point.
In the words of the great Kanye, my presence is a present.
Yeah, right.
Let's get Joanne in. Joanne from Twitter says, weddings are not only a celebration of your marriage, but a celebration of your loved ones as well. It's not fair if they can't afford to attend. Again, I think if you're going to choose to have a destination wedding, first of all, it's all about the bride and groom or the bride and bridegroom and groom. It's up to them. Whoever's getting married, let it be their choice. But then you have to manage your expectations.
Yeah, you do.
You cannot expect people to just pick up and
racking
leave.
it up, and
it's expensive, and everybody, rightfully so, don't want to waste their vacation time if that's not where they want to go.
Yeah. All right, last comment. Sylvia from Facebook says, I don't think destination weddings are completely a burden as long as the couple is all right with the fact that many won't be able to attend. Agreed. You have to be able to understand a lot of people, they just don't make a lot of money. You know, a lot of people want to put savings away, want to have their own vacation time, those sort of things. So I think it's something where it's like live streaming. Hey, live streaming.
That's a great idea.
I never thought about that.
That is a fantastic
Grandparents
idea.
could see it. People, family that are ill could see it. That's a great idea.
That's a fantastic idea. There you go, Brandon.
Business idea.
That's better than your yellow cab idea.
Yellow cab has been around for a long time.
Yeah, okay.
You get the Sam next.
Oh, Tori. Thank you for writing in. We love hearing what you have to say. Coming up on DBL, she is a crusader and survivor. Elizabeth Smart was held captive for 9 months, and now she is a message for everyone trying to overcome trauma. Her inspirational story coming up next.
DBL Nation. First and foremost, we're talking about the Uber and Lyft, the strike that could potentially be happening. When I had my stance with the story, my opinion when I was talking about that, I wasn't trying to bash or belittle any Uber or Lyft drivers. That's all I take is Uber and Lyft. I don't own a car, so I thank you all for getting me to point A, B, and C safely the way you guys do. I'm just saying from a sports perspective, always seen fans get upset with the athlete for wanting to hold out for more money and all. And I understand people are talking that's hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars, but everyone's bills are the way everyone's bills are. But one of the Uber drivers told me today, and I went and read up on it, is that Uber is going to make a $300 million one-time bonus to pay 1.1 million qualifying drivers around the world. So it's going to come out, depending on how many trips you've completed, you get either a one-time bonus of $100 or $10,000. But a lot of the drivers are saying that's still not enough. That's still not livable wages. So I want to know, keep writing in to you guys. What do you think? You think $28 an hour to drive ride shares, is that a good thing? Let us know.
Welcome back to DBL. Kidnapping victim Elizabeth Smart is doing something that's never been done before. You remember her. She was abducted when she was just 14 years old, brutally raped and held captive for 9 months. In a new Lifetime special, she brings together 6 other kidnapping survivors to give recent victim Jamie Kloss advice. They want to support Jamie in the healing process because they insist the torment doesn't end once you've left captivity. Watch.
We start with the case of the missing 13-year-old girl from Wisconsin.
Investigators say Jamie Kloss disappeared the same morning her mom and dad were found shot to death.
13-year-old Jamie Kloss spent 88 days in captivity. Against all odds, she escaped.
Jamie was here, isolated in the basement of her 21-year-old captor's family cabin, trapped in the homemade dungeon he'd prepared specifically for her.
6 women who survived their own horrific tragedies have come together for Jamie.
I was kidnapped and held captive for 4 days.
4 days. 18 hours.
2 days.
17 days.
3,321 days.
After experiencing their own terrifying abductions, assaults, and attacks,
in this coffin-sized box, there was a chain where my head would be.
And it was his family that came over sometimes. He would come upstairs and he would tell us to be quiet, don't move. And he would turn up the radio so the other visitors wouldn't hear us.
Sarah Maynard, also kidnapped at 13 and tragically witnessed her mother and brother killed.
nothing prepares you for life afterwards.
So I just can't comprehend what you had to go through.
None of us would be sitting here if that hadn't happened to us. This is something that, yes, it's going to make you who you are.
Yes.
They hope to help Jamie.
Of course we feel days, where we feel hopeless and we want to give up. Of course, I'm sure all of us feel that way, but we can't.
I think that's so important for Jamie to know, for her to hear.
Wow. Chilling. I cannot imagine ever having to go through that or having a family member go through that.
I can't either, but I think it's such an interesting idea that Elizabeth Smart decided to not only go public, but go public with a whole group of people as if almost protecting Jamie.
Well, Jamie's not there.
Right.
That's what's interesting. They hope Jamie will hear them.
Wow.
They hope Jamie will watch this.
And it's great to learn, teach them life after the tragedy.
Yeah.
And I hope this brings light, brings awareness to everyone, especially because I'm not hearing anything on the boys, Boy Scouts.
Oh, yeah.
We're not talking about that. So I hope this brings awareness so where people can stop worrying about what someone's wearing to work or what hair they have to have at work.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, all those Boy Scouts, the scouts or the volunteers that were touching on little boys, they look normal. Yeah. And this is the things that we need to stop right now. This is unreal.
I really give credit to them because, man, I mean, that's tough to relive those memories in order to help others.
Yeah.
It's very selfless.
Yeah. And to not be defined by that story, right? I bet they don't want to be the kidnapped girl. Yeah. They want to move on. They want to have a life and kids and move on. And so I'm so glad to see them have a life after that story.
I know. Wow. Well done. Smart Justice, the Jamie Kloss case premieres tomorrow on Lifetime. We will be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Hey guys, I'm Abby, aka Modern Yenta on Instagram, and I'm here to give you guys some dating tips. We're going to be talking about some terms that millennials use, but that you need to know if you've been in the dating game for a while or if you're just getting back into it. First one is catfishing. We've all heard of the MTV show Catfish, and that's kind of where this term comes from. It's when someone pretends to be someone they're not online through an app or something else, some other way to meet people, and then maybe when you meet them, they're totally not what you think. So they're like this online, and then when you meet them, they're like this. So if you get catfished, well, I'm sorry it happened, but there are a couple things you could do to prevent it. If someone is, reluctant to meet up, maybe they have excuses every time you want to FaceTime and they only want to talk on the phone, that could be a red flag. Have you heard of breadcrumbing? I just learned this one too, and it's kind of weird. It's when you send flirty text messages, but you don't actually want to meet up with the person. So maybe someone sends me, hey, you look great in that pink shirt, but they don't want to grab a drink with me, coffee, or anything. So it's kind of an interesting one. If this happens, probably just, stop responding to that one. Have you ever had anyone just disappear and stop responding to messages? Well, that's called ghosting. And it's probably happened to all of us with a friend, a significant other, someone that you've been dating. They just, out of nowhere, stop talking with no warning, no signs or anything. And I always say ghosting is a big no. Because people are trying to avoid a situation. If you feel like you just don't want to talk to the person anymore, just tell them, hey, I'm not interested, I didn't feel a romantic connection, but don't just ghost. That's just rude. Now, sometimes a ghoster can come back from the dead. Let's say they ghost you, you don't hear from them, and then 2 months later they say, hey, you up? That's called a zombie, or as a verb, zombieing. So they're literally coming back from the dead as a ghost, and now they want to talk to you again. Also, not a good look. If you ghosted in the first place and now you're back, or you just, what are you doing? Kick them to the curb. Okay, last but not least, this one is literally the worst. It's called cloaking. And everyone, men, women, watch out for this. Basically, you stand someone up, it's happened to the best of us, even me, or you get stood up, and then that person blocks you on everything. Facebook, Instagram, Tinder, Match, OkCupid, you name it, they are gone. You could also consider this ghosting. They're kind of one and the same, just one more extreme. So now you're all caught up on these millennial dating terms of today, and dating in 2019 can be crazy. So if you're just getting back into the dating game or you're just starting to use apps, let me know, send me a message at Modern Yenta, and I will get back to you.
Welcome back to DBL. We've got a wild video to share with you this Friday. A homeowner and his daughter wanted to get a closer look at a flock of sheep, but they made a bad move. They opened the gate to their backyard and the sheep came flooding in. The sheep are used to clear dry brush to prevent wildfires and were grazing in an open field behind their house. After many attempts to get the flock out, jumping on a trampoline with a tambourine did the trick. Oh my gosh, I would actually love for this to happen to me.
I feel like you would love it.
I would love it more than anything.
But who's going to clean up your backyard? Sophie can't go back there and play for a while.
I think they were just there for what, a matter of minutes?
I hope they weren't unruly.
Oh.
That's all I had.
That's good. That's good.
I thought you were going to use some like sheep.
That was it,
No, but
unruly.
use something with sheep really fast. Go.
All right. Hey there, ovine fine.
What?
Don't be sheepish.
Oh. Give it a neck. Give it a neck.
No, only you get the neck. We'll see you on Monday, same time, same place. Bye-bye.